is Marketing of Today. I'm Cesar.
And Liv.
Let's go! Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode, and thank you so much for supporting us and being here and listening to this special episode. Liv, who do we have today?
So today we have Armando here on the show, and I invited him because he is a powerhouse, guys, like powerhouse. So I remember meeting Armando and he had just got his license, and I was like, okay, that's cool, you know, he got his license, but then it was just like I'm like, okay, he's doing his thing. Like, you waited no time. I think you weren't even licensed and you were already closing deals. Like, tell me how you got into this business and like how you just became a powerhouse like overnight.
So basically, I had just purchased my first home.
Okay.
I remember the agent that actually was, helping me find a house. He was a part-time agent at the time. And, I used to call this man all the time. He used to never answer the phone.
Oh.
I remember that I had moved just in town and I needed to register both of my kids to school and I needed a deed. So the closing kept getting delayed. And I took it upon myself to walk into the seller agent attorney office. And I just asked him, hey, what's going on? Our closing needs to happen. I need to register my kids in school. We need to close this today. What's going on? So I remember after I left, I got a call from, my agent, and he told me, dude, are you crazy? I'm like, what happened?
Yeah.
You just can't walk in and, in the attorney's offices and ask and demanding stuff. I'm like, you not answer the phone. Somebody has to do something,
Right.
After that, 3 days later, I got the deed and I was able to register my kids to school, right, in school. Now, the main reason why I did decide to become a realtor is the fact that I actually went and grabbed my own COs. I made my own phone calls, and when I went to the closing table, I seen the title person passing a check to my agent. And I looked at the check. It was a check, I think it was like for 5,000 or 7,000. I'm like, hold up. I seen this man about 3 to 4 times and I did most of the work. And now you give him a check for 5,000 to 6,000? No, I will become a realtor very soon.
Wow.
That's how it happened.
Wow. What a story. It's kind of similar to mine. I was tired of working with realtors. I had the funds to do it. When I didn't have the funds, when I had the funds, they didn't know how to help me. It was just a disaster. So I was like, you know what? Let me learn the business and do this for myself. And I just wanted to be an investor. And I ended up falling in love with the industry and just becoming a realtor. So that's crazy. You see how it happens? Like there's a need. You want to learn something because you're having an experience, and then you fill the gap.
Well, in my case, like when I started this business, I was doing YouTube videos. I was just doing content for myself.
Gotcha.
Then someone reached out and was like, hey, can you do a video for me? And from that day on, the whole business started. So it's like
it just took off.
Yeah. And today, look where we at. We're sitting here doing a full-blown podcast.
Yeah.
So my question is, Armando, what's your secret sauce to like building this empire, right? Literally, how long you been an agent for?
I've been an agent for 2 years.
Right.
Yeah.
So what's your secret sauce to building a whole team and like killing it? Like I was listening to you, we're in the same brokerage, and I'm listening to you talking about awards and things like that. And I'm like, okay, what's your secret sauce?
So first of all, I have to give a big shout out to Jasmine Clausen-Swar, right? She's actually somebody that it was in my life, and she put me on into this business. I remember one day, she booked me solid for the weekend. It was on a Saturday morning. And she told me that, hey, listen, get up. I booked you solid. You have about 7 clients that you need to go see and show houses. And I'm like, what? I don't know anything about this business. So throughout the whole day, I was showing houses and I came back home and I looked at myself like, dude, you did this. Like, it's not that hard, And from that day, I didn't stop. I just continued to go and show houses and houses and more houses. So, she helped me a lot in the beginning. She gave me a few deals, a few listings, but it was my hard work and dedication that actually got me to what I am today. And all I can say is my secret sauce are my 2 children. And what I mean by that is this business is very draining, right? You deal with so many different people, so many different variables, attorneys that don't answer the phone, attorneys that doesn't answer the emails. You have clients that crying to you all the time. You have, the listing agents or the buyer agents, they don't answer the phone. They never available. So much attitude that you deal with, phony people that you deal with in this business. So that's very draining. So I had to sacrifice. So I'll tell you, my source was the fact that I was able to actually speak to my kids, my children, mothers. And I told them, listen, this business is not what I had expected. It's very draining. So I have two options here. I can continue to keep my kids and, struggle financially, or we can all make a sacrifice. I'll continue to take care of my kids financially every month, and I'll continue to see them, whenever the time permits. And then I can just focus and dedicate myself 100% into this business.
Wow.
And that's my sauce. That's my drive.
I get
I'm very determined, and I feel that any day that I wake up after 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm actually doing a disservice to my children, because I made a pact with them. Hey, daddy needs to go on hustle mode. Daddy needs to work so I can actually spend a lot more time with y'all. So let me do this. Can I do it? They told me, yes, Dad, go ahead and go for it. That's what I'm doing.
That's beautiful that you had that conversation. I think that's super important, to involve your kids in those conversations. I tell you, like me as a single mom, I have 5 children. My Thursdays, because my little kids are gone, Thursday to Sunday, I get what you're saying. I maximize that time. That's my time to go hard, right? Like, I make it work Monday through Thursday morning, but Thursday after they're dropped off at school, that's my go time. So I completely understand where you're coming from. And I know that sometimes I'm like, man, if I just had a month, I would change the business, right? I don't have the luxury that you have, but I love that you were able to have those conversations and have a meeting of the minds with the people in your life to make that happen.
You have to do it, because I was just, my oldest one, we was just in Tampa a couple months ago. We by the pool chilling, I'm thinking that my son's just going to talk to me about toys, anything else. This kid just literally looked at me and he said, Dad, I'm trying to find a way to make $1 million next year. I'm like, $1 million? Like, you're only 14 years old. So that right there, it just brought something to my eyes, which was, I am actually instilling something into my children, which is hard work, dedication, and finding a way.
That's good.
And that's exactly what I'm doing. So it's kind of like, you have to understand something, right? This is what the agents don't understand, especially the new agents. There is no 401k plan in this industry.
Nope.
There is no retirement plan. There is no sick days, no leave absence, no packages, none of that. So what you put in, that's what you put out.
What you get out.
That's what you get out. Yeah.
So let me ask you this then. As I say one of the young ones, but in a different industry, how do you stay motivated besides your kids? How do you keep that mental state where it's like, I have to go do this every day, and be like, oh, I made 1,000 yesterday. Let's say for people who make less money, right? 1,000, 2,000. I'm okay. I can sleep today.
Yeah.
How is it? What doesn't?
Like, even the days that you don't feel like it, what is
what's my motivation? Society. And let me elaborate on that. You go to Walmart right now, right? You don't have no workers. So now you have nothing but self checkouts, right?
Yeah.
Now there is no more bags for them to pack up your grocery. Now they expect you to bring your own bags. They expect you to pack your own grocery. In reality, you spending money in these establishments, and at the same time you working for them.
Yep.
While you spending money in that establishment,
Yep.
right? You go to McDonald's.
They're gonna do now the robots.
The robots. You go to McDonald's, you have a long line. And one thing that I did notice with the society is everybody's living paycheck to paycheck. And if you notice, people are not happy. Everybody has an attitude. Everybody cursing everybody out. So I'm in tune with the society. Like, I'm a Virgo, so I'm an earth sign. So I feel people energy. So I told myself, if that's not enough motivation for me to wake up every single day so I can have a peace of mind a year, 2 years from now, I don't know what else motivation do you need?
Yeah.
Wow.
Feel that because I feel like I'm very the much the same way. I see people, they're just existing.
Yeah.
They're not living.
Yeah.
That is beyond me.
Yeah.
I'm a person that I like to be in the present moment and I
Right.
watch, I'll observe, and you pick up on people's vibe and you're like, wow.
Yeah.
People are complacent with just existing and not living. Like even in real estate, as much as we struggle, we're out here, we're not working a 9 to 5, we're still able to like travel. And if my kid is sick, we can jump up and do this and that. Or if we want to hop on a flight for 2 days, hey guys, this
Yeah.
is what we're doing. We have the luxury to do that as well. So I completely understand where you're coming
You know, it's financial freedom.
from.
That's what I seek, right? A lot of people say, I want to be rich. I want to be rich. When someone tell you that, you need to elaborate on it, right? Because, you know, it's two different type of mindsets. You can build an empire and have about 1,000 employees, but you're still stressed out. You're rich, but you're still stressed out. Why? Because if these employees stop working, now you have to go back to work,
Yep.
and now you have to find somebody to replace these people. Now, myself, I don't want to be super rich the way these people want to be rich. I just want to be financially stable. And the goal is for me to have I'll say 10 to 15 years from now, I want to have about probably like 30 to 50 doors, right?
Beautiful.
Passive income, hired a few property managers, and just have that passive income come into my bank account every month. So that's something that I can control because I'm in control of my, you know, my narrative.
Right.
If one of my boys decide to go to college, all I could do is just, you know, sell one of those houses that I bought 10 years ago for 300, 400,000. You know, 10 years from now, it's going to worth about $1 million.
Become a doctor.
Just sell it.
Go.
That's
Pay
it.
it off. Yeah.
Just pay it off.
Yeah.
And I live in my own matrix.
I love
And
that.
a lot of people don't understand me, right? So for people that don't know me, like they might think like, oh, this guy's standoffish, like he aggressive or whatever. But deep down inside, like I'm, you know, I'm a soft person. I'm a go-getter. Like I like to be around certain people, but I'm not here to play with no one because I live in my own matrix.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't have time for the nonsense. I don't have time for the BS. And I understand what's going on with this world. A lot of people don't. My goal is really just to get this passive income in the next few years, and I will disappear. I don't want fame. That's not what I'm chasing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm chasing financial freedom.
That's good. If you can label the season that you're in, what is the season that you're living in right now for yourself?
For myself. So I really don't believe on a, you know, New Year's resolution and things like that. But what I do believe right now is I'm in a selfish season right now.
I love that. I feel like a lot of people are saying that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people can say that, but you need to mean what you say, right? So let me elaborate on that. Been a realtor for 2 years. 2021, it was a year of a lot of sacrifice, financially, emotionally. It took a lot of me. You know, I decided to or started a team. I had a lot of brand new agents that didn't have the drive, didn't have the motive. I had some older agents that expected me to, you know, carry them around. What I did was I had to cut them off. And let's be real here. I think I was probably like $60,000 to $70,000 in credit in debt in my credit cards.
Oh, wow.
Right. But I still dressed every single day, still came out smiling every single day. But it was really tough, but I made it. 2022 or 2023, it was the year of hustle. No one is going to come to save me. It was the year to hustle. Started working, you know, developed certain business partnerships. I was in control of my narrative of, you know, making the decisions and, you know, partner with the people that I wanted to. I was able to negotiate so many different things the way I wanted to, because I believe in myself. I know my worth. I know my value. And that's exactly what I did.
So you were mentioning you know your worth and your value. With that being said, as a realtor, let's say I own a property. What makes you the man for the job?
So I would say the first thing is the fact that I'm a homeowner and I'm an investor as well.
Mm.
One of the main reasons why I'm very successful is because I feel my clients' pain, right? So if they hire me to actually help them buy or sell a home, that means my job is to take the stress away from them.
Right.
And I understand their stress because I'm an owner as well.
Yeah. You're
So
proof.
I'm a living proof. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So now at this point, I bring passion to the industry, to the table. And I'm very caring and I know what my clients want because I'm actually able to read people body languages.
Good.
So when I actually get with a client, let's say if we, I'm showing houses, if the client talks a lot, I barely speak. I just answer, let them take over the show. If a client doesn't barely speak, I already know what he's expecting of me. He expected me to talk. He expected me to tell him what's going on with this and ask him questions. He feel comfortable, and I take over, the showing. And another thing as well, couples. This one is very right. I'm gonna take it there. I'll take it there, right? So if I'm showing houses to a couple, right? What I do, I stick to the man.
Okay.
Everywhere I go in a house, I'm never close to the lady, to the female. I'm always next to the man.
Armando's like, I look good. Let me stay away from the woman.
It's not even about the looking good.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know the type of man I'm dealing with. Like, so now I don't know if he's insecure. I don't know if, is overprotective.
Right.
So my job is to make sure that everyone is comfortable.
Yeah.
And how I can do that is by me preventing certain scenarios from happening. So what I do is I follow the men around all the time. And if it's the three of us in the same room, I'm always looking directly at the man's eyes.
Yeah.
I barely look at the female.
For no confusion.
I understand that because it's something that I see so much in this industry. And I'll tell you from my personal experience, when I go out to show houses and I hate the summertime because of this, I put on a long coat because I know what I got, right? I know what I have. The way I dress when I'm around clients is very different from what you're going to get on social media, in person, in any aspect. I recognize what I have, right? And so I want everybody to feel comfortable as well. And I also just kind of I give everybody attention, but I really try to connect with the women and make them feel comfortable because I know that people like us can be intimidating.
Yes. And I applaud you for that because, I came across a few female realtors that we had a chance to have a conversation, and they was expressing to me that, oh, I'm beautiful. How come I can't close as many deals as I want to? Because I did have the business, I did have the leads, the clients, and I caught myself not closing as many deals that I wanted to. And I told them, I have to be honest with you. The reason why you haven't closed that many deals is because exactly of who you are, your appearance.
Yeah.
So my suggestion to you is, like I said before, make sure that you're around the lady at all times.
Right.
It's two different phone numbers, two different cell phone numbers for the couple. You need to make sure that you engage in the group chat, right? Mm-hmm. And make sure that you cater to the lady at all times. And we already know that you are beautiful. Try to use something about you that is very unique. Something, find your niche and capitalize off that. I have a few agents on my team that they have talents that the world still doesn't even know. Yeah. I have agents that are singers. I have agents that actually they are party planners, the event planners. I have agents that have beautiful smiles, beautiful souls. And that's exactly what I do. Every time I talk to my agents, I tell them to find your niche. Yeah. It's okay for you to pick a few things in there from different agents and what you see on social media, but find what works for you, because what worked for me might not work for you. What worked for you might not work for me.
Not only that, you want to differentiate yourself from the next person, from the next realtor. I always tell people, and just things that I've learned from marketing throughout the years, you want to be 70% business, you want to be 20% personal, and you want to be 10% what makes you different. what, for example, if you like to drink champagne of a certain brand while you're sending out, properties, like you want people to know, or you have a really cute dog and that's your staple in your business, whatever that is, own that, right? You don't want your physical appearance and things like that to just overshadow who you are. And especially us as women, I see it a lot. Like some people, they just want to show yourself, show yourself, show yourself, but you have to be careful not to fall into a place where people are not taking serious because all they're seeing is a superficial, right? So you have to leave that statement.
Yeah.
And I think that's super important. I like that you're bringing that up.
Believe it or not, it's about, if I'm not mistaken, 40% of women in the industry last year, they had no choice but to apply for welfare.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a proven fact. Especially if, if they have children, they actually definitely did that. But going back to what you were saying, another reason what makes me different from anybody else is the fact that I understand the industry that I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm not here just to sell houses.
Right.
We're not in the industry to buy or sell houses. We are in the industry to actually give our clients an experience.
Right.
Once you actually get to know your clients, they eventually will become your friends. They're not going to be your best friends. A few will, but they will look at you as somebody that actually care for them and somebody that you can talk to. Believe it or not, I'll tell you, this is my day, right? I wake up in the morning, go to the office, have a meeting with my team sometimes, and then I go right back in the road. I'm in a row. Come back to the office, then go get home sometimes around 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. And you would think that my day is done. It's not. Now I have to go back on my laptop, send a few emails, follow up with a few things that I have to do. And by 9, 10 o'clock, I'm done. You think my job is done by then? No. You know what's happening around 10 o'clock? My clients are calling me.
Calling you.
They calling me with personal stuff. And then in the beginning, it was shocking to me because I'm like, I'm not even that open to my clients like that in the beginning. What make them call me and telling me all of these things? And the first thing that he said is like, listen, do you have some time? I'm like, yeah, I have some time. I just got home, but yeah, I have some time.
Yeah.
I don't want to mean to be too personal, but I don't have nobody else to talk to. Do you mind giving me advice on this? Can you listen to me for a few minutes? And that's what makes me actually be very successful because I'm a human being the same way they are.
Yeah.
So they are stressed out. Do you know what it takes to a client to actually buy a house?
Yeah.
You literally have to freeze your bank accounts.
Yeah.
You can no longer run up your credit cards that you used to been doing for so long.
You have to walk on eggshells.
You have to walk. And now especially if you're a couple, your spouse, they used to spend the money. They used to run up the credit cards. Your man, he used to going out. He used to go pop bottles. He used to spend money with their kids. All that stops. And guess what happens in a relationship?
It takes a strain.
It takes strain.
It takes a strain. And you have to not only watch what you're doing, you have to watch the next person. Like, that's something very important, I think, that people need to take into consideration. Although, yes, it's important to extend grace to some people, but you need to, talk is cheap.
Yeah.
So you need to live it. And I see so many realtors, they're selling houses, but they don't even own one or have the personal experience or even have the grit to want to go truly understand what entails from start to finish, what it is to own a piece of property. And you see all these people and they're not practicing what they preach.
So
they're making like thousands and thousands of dollars, but they don't own anything. They're not believing in the same product that they're selling. And I love that people feel that they can identify, and you're actually living proof of that.
And I'll tell you the reason why. Social media, it killed the business.
Yeah.
So I'm a new agent. Let's say I'm a new agent. I come in the industry. The first 2 months, I might do 1, 2, 3 rentals. 4 months later, now I close 2 to 3 deals. And now I look at my bank account and I have about 30 to 40,000 in the bank account. Guess what I will do? I'm going to walk in the dealership. I'm going to buy the white BMW, the X7, right?
Or a white Mercedes.
white Mercedes.
Yeah.
I'm guilty.
Now the lease, you looking at it anything between 800 to 1200 a month.
That's no problem. I make it. Yeah, I got 40.
I make it. That's how they thinking, right?
Sounding like a little drug dealer.
Right. So now
Back.
they see what they see the glamorous life on Instagram. Everybody out popping bottles. They going to the fine restaurants. Now they want to be part of their lifestyle. They start doing that.
Yeah.
Now they feel that they can go on vacations. And guess what happens 2 months later? The 2 to 3 deals that they had under contract
Fair.
fell, doesn't close. So now you stuck with a brand new lease. You stuck with your rent. You stuck with the lifestyle that you created because you see everybody else doing it. And now you
You
stuck.
couldn't maintain it.
You couldn't maintain it. Now you scraping, trying to get a few deals here and there. Then the year went by, and guess what you forgot to do? You forgot to save for rainy day. Not only that, you forgot to save for the taxes.
Right.
So now you owe anything between 20 to 30,000 in taxes, and the few deals that you had that end up closing, now you have to pay that back. Guess what happens to you for the next 2 to 3 years? You're in a rat race. That's exactly what it is. And that's why you end up never buying a house. That's why you end up never spending quality time with your children. And now you're just in that rat race. Myself, I'm real. I closed about 16, I did about 16 million in volume last year. Right. I'm not going to say how much I made, but I made.
Why you're on the show today?
Listen, I could be real with that.
Yeah.
Close to 200,000 I touched last year.
Nice.
Do you know what I drive? I drive a 2017 Jeep Cherokee and a 2005 Hyundai Elantra. Both of my cars are paid for. Can I afford for the nice BMW?
Yeah.
Yes, I can. But I see the bigger picture.
Yeah.
I'm building an empire.
Yeah.
Every coin that I get, I actually put it right back into my business. And of course, I save for a rainy day.
I love that because I remember coming into the business, just newly separated from my husband. And obviously I had something to prove. And I went and I bought the white Mercedes and I just wanted to have that look, right? Kind of putting myself in a position when I got the luxury apartment, which is another thing that a lot of us do. We want to have the luxury apartment, but then I had to take a step back. I said, wait a minute, I'm doing this all wrong. I'm not even living what I preach. I'm trying to tell people about generational wealth and how to house hack and how to live for free and have all these other tenants paying your rent. And I'm not doing it. So I had to check myself and I went and I got creative and I mustered up the money and I saved what I had to save. And I went and I purchased my first, not my first property, but my first solo property. And thankfully, I don't have to cover a mortgage anymore, right?
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that when you posted. Yes, I definitely remember that.
So that was, like I'll own my mistakes. That was my mistake. It was cute, it made me feel good for a little bit. The pictures were cute, but I was just like, wait a minute, this doesn't even feel right altogether because how am I pushing generational wealth? But I'm living something else. Like I need to be the pudding. I need to be the proof in the pudding. And so I fixed that part of my life. And I think that's something very important. Like we need to practice what we preach. And if we're trying to teach generational wealth, it's okay to be frugal. You just have to pick your battles. It's okay to be frugal. It's okay to have nice things. But did you do A, B, and C first?
Correct.
And I think that's very important. And I think that's amazing that you've done that for yourself.
And that's another reason why people relate to me because especially if you go on my social media, on my Instagram, I'm real. That's exactly what it is. I have, some days I'm up, some days I'm down. I don't go on social media and act like I'm something that I'm not. Because I could have act like I'm a millionaire. I could have act like I'm making, so much money that I have this, that I have that. But I'm not doing it. Why? Because I live for myself. I really don't care about other people's opinions. I think we live in a society right now that is very watered down.
Right.
Is a bunch of followers. People, monkey see, monkey do. People want to feel value. People want to feel respected. People want to feel like they the ones who actually on top of everything and they making all this much money. And that's when you get lost at,
Yeah.
because you ain't here trying to portray to be something that you're not.
So, you made a great point, which is obviously they're looking at social media and wanting that life and seeing a little bit of money and financing it. But do you think it's also that we don't talk about the opposite side, where it's like, hey, yes, you can have that. Congratulations. Good for you. Like you said, you could do it yourself. But at the end of the day, can you sustain that? Is
Yeah.
that part of your plan? Is that where you're trying to go? Is that what you're really trying to
Are they assets or are they liabilities in reality? Are they?
So to answer to that question, I think it starts from the brokerage that you pick
damn?
to hang your license at.
Okay.
You went deep.
Yeah, I have to.
Tell us
I
a
have
little
to.
more about
I
that.
have to.
Because I've been in a couple different brokerages trying to find where I feel home, where I feel supported, and where I'm making, the commissions that I need to make. Tell us a little bit about that. Does the
So
brokerage you're at matter?
it definitely does. So I started it at a different brokerage, right? I'm not going to mention the name, but
Of course.
so I walked in, I seen the broker of that branch, seen him once. He literally told me, this is what's going on. Your split, it's 80-20. It was supposed to be 70-30, but it's 80-20 just because, my presence, right?
Right.
Don't expect me to come out with you. Don't expect me to give you leads. Don't expect me to to actually spend the time that you need from me. And
Wow.
just know that I expect you to be productive, and I will take a commission, a split.
Tell you the dream.
It didn't sell me the dream. So listen, this is one of the words that it's a little bit harsh, and I try not to use it that often. I'm sorry, but this business is like a pimp and hoe business.
Mm.
That's exactly what it is. So let me tell you what I did. I stayed there for about a month and a half, and after that, I was out.
Oh wow,
I was out.
that was quick.
I was out. So this is what's going on. Make sure that you pick a brokerage that not only going to tell you how much money you can make, but also tells you what it takes for you to make that kind of money and what do you need to do to survive until you make that type of money.
It's good.
So I'll say that financial classes needs to start taking place. You need to actually teach and train and develop your agents into becoming complete agents rather than just becoming showing agents.
That's good. That's
What do you
good.
think? I've heard that a couple times from different people. I do a lot of content with real estate world. Why do you think that some brokers decide to like get agents as show agents? You think it's just so they get the listing and they don't have to go and do it?
I'll tell you why. Especially a lot of brokers and team leads, more team leads than anything else, anybody else, they don't want their agents to develop into becoming a complete agent. Because if they do,
It's competition.
it's competition. And now they no longer will be part of your team because now you don't have to give them a split. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. So they teach the agents the bare minimum only to keep them hooked into going outside and just show houses, put deals under contract, and give me my split, give me my commission.
Right.
Or handle rentals.
Or handle rentals.
And that's true. I do see a lot of brokerages. It kind of blew my mind when I saw, can't drop names, but when I saw in some brokerages, they're strictly listing agents. They're like, oh, buyers, no, thank you. And I'm like, wow. Why? It just blew my mind. Why don't you work with buyers? I came into the business and I was a buyer's agent. Of course, yeah, you get your little listings, but I was just like, wow, they're strictly just listing agents. And I was just like, wow, that takes a whole different like mindset. Oh, and not only the volume of people that are just focusing on becoming listing agents is amazing.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
amazing. It's amazing. And it's actually something I commend. Every time I walk by one of these guys and they're with their headsets, I'm just like I take my hat off to you.
I'm a buyer's agent at heart.
Why do you feel that?
I feel that because in the beginning, that's what I started working with. But after a while, of course, what's the name of this game? Listings, right? after a while, I did had a chance to,
List to last.
right? After a while, I had a chance to actually become a listing agent, but I told myself, dude, you have not made the money
Yeah.
yet. And for you to become a listing agent, you're going to have to actually spend a lot more money, invest a lot more money into your business
Yeah.
rather than working with buyers.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, when you are a buyer's agent, you're actually able to partner up with different business partners that will allow to sustain your
Yeah.
business. And that's what I did. But for the past 6 months, I've been lucky enough to, you know, have a lot of listings, and this has happened organically.
So
That's what it is.
with you working so hard and we see you out there grinding every single day, we love that. How do you decompress? How do you like just tell us, how do you decompress?
So I'm an introvert extrovert.
Okay.
I can be around people. I look like I'm very, you know, outgoing out there, but in reality, because I deal with so much at the same time and my mind works like a computer, I need to stay at home at least like one day a week when I'm not on my phones. I'm not on the phones. I'm not on
So
watching TV, and lights off. Like I'm just literally in the house, just bringing down actually all the energy that accumulated throughout the week.
yeah.
And of course, you know, we all have needs, you know, rather if I'm around, you know, a lady, you know, somebody that I'm talking to, and I'm not saying just, you know,
Yeah.
if you're having sex or whatever the case may be, because
Just being in the
just
present
being in the
moment.
present moment, somebody that you can talk to, you know, it's okay for you to go out on a date. It's okay for you to laugh, to smile, crack jokes. It's okay sometimes for you to listen to other people's point of views and problems. So that way it makes you know that you are real. Like you're not the only person that have problems. And you know, just be yourself. And that's what I do. I be around a lot of people and I protect my energy, and I be around people that actually gives me energy rather than drain my energy.
That's very good. That's very
That's what I do.
good. If you have to say, and I'm going to ask you the last question, one thing that you had to leave in 2023, what would that be?
I would say fakeness, phoniness. We need to stop being real with one another. It's time for people to hold themselves accountable for their own mistakes. It's time for people to not be afraid to have the awkward conversations. Let's be real.
I love that. Okay, so
I have one quick question for you. So, you know, you're operating at a very high level when everybody in the industry is saying ain't working. We're about to leave the real estate. Some people are getting jobs. Some people are on welfare. How are you being able to get to so much business? What is your secret sauce? Not the whole thing, just a little bit.
in the marketing aspect, you're asking?
Yeah.
Okay.
So before I even say about the marketing aspect, 2022, towards the end of 2022, I had two properties that I almost lost. Why? I had tenants that was paying me rent, but for a few months, I didn't pay those mortgages because I needed that money to reinvest into my business. So it was really tough.
Yeah, you were
You
were
know,
paying with it.
exactly. So luckily for myself, I was able to actually, you know, paid off those mortgages, you know, those monthly payments that I missed. And then on 2023, I had to reinvent myself, meaning I had to tell myself, like, dude, I know you're an introvert, but you are in a people's business. It's time for you to go out there and smile. It's time
Step
for
into
you to
your
go out
power.
there, step into your power, be in tune with yourself. You know, my niche is my presence, you know, and I'm not talking about the physical presence. I'm talking about my energy. I have a really positive energy. If you get to know me, be around me, you'll feel that energy. And then it's kind of like you have to make sure that you talk to people. I go to the mall. I put in a suit on. I go to the mall tomorrow morning. I spend about 30 minutes in the mall. I'm walking out that mall with a client without me even asking for the business. How?
Like, I want to know.
I'll tell you my niche.
Okay.
Socks. I'm always wearing, you know, funny socks. You can talk to a different agent and somebody trying to somebody trying to ask you about a different agent that, he forgot his name. And, you can actually describe that agent. You can say, oh, there's a black dude. He's tall. And he always wearing suits. You have so many of these agents out here, black, tall, wearing suits. But if you say, it's the guy that is always on Instagram taking pictures all over the place, the guy that wear the socks, oh, you talking about Armando. You get what I'm saying? So I have something about myself that is unique. And another thing too, I look like I'm always out and about partying and, drinking and stuff like that. But in reality, I'm not. I do post a lot. Everything about me is calculated. So I can go out tonight, but best believe that tomorrow morning I'll be up going handling business. Yeah. I could be at this event. Best believe that I'm in this event, not because I came in here for the ladies, not because I came in here for the fame. I came in here because the business. It helps.
That's extra.
Just extra. But I'm here to handle business. Okay. Yeah.
It's good.
And people think that I know for a fact that I post a lot, but people think like, damn, this dude is always on the Instagram posting. Like, did this guy sleep? I see this guy life through Instagram every single day. That is not my life. I post what I want you to see.
Of course.
You don't know what I'm doing.
It's only a percentage.
It's only a percentage.
Yeah, that's good.
And to really answer your question, I'll leave it with this. You as a realtor, you have 3 jobs. Your first job is to make sure you find your niche, that, something so unique about yourself, which is you have to tell the whole world that you are a realtor. Yeah. That's how you get business. The second job is make sure that you help as many families buy and sell real estate. Your third job, which should be your first if you have the funds, is for you to buy as many properties as you can for yourself.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
And that's it.
Period. I think that's great advice. You should enter into the trivia part.
Let's go.
Sure.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Okay. All right. So let's give you this one. What's the first one? Okay. Would you, and I think we've already answered this question, would you, if you were given the opportunity tomorrow to either get a flip or just buy and hold a property, which one would you choose?
I would buy a flip. I would buy a flip.
Okay.
I'm actually surprised with that answer.
Well, remember,
because remember what he was saying in the whole conversation was that you're trying to build wealth for the future. But is it because you'll make the money up front and be able to invest into more?
I feel like he has a master plan already. That's why.
Yeah. The thing in here is I do have a master plan.
Yeah. Okay.
So my plan.
Can we take like a little peek? I know, like, I'm the type of person, I don't like to say things before they happen. Yeah. Like, give us like a little tiny glimpse of something that you feel comfortable with.
I would say, okay, so I'll answer this question. The reason why I would choose a flip is because, as we all know, it didn't happen yet, but eventually will. Listing agents eventually won't be required to give a percentage of commission to buyer's agent.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't know that.
A lot of people don't know.
That's the reality of things.
So if I can get my hands into a flip and, get the right, contractors in there and then stage the house is another thing people don't know about myself, which is I'm actually kind of like an interior decorator as well. And I can stage the house and I can list it with lifestyle, right? Guess what's going to happen? I'm going to be in control of my narrative. I no longer have to give a commission to the buyer's agent. And at the same time, I have a listing and I'll work less because I don't have to work with a buyer no more.
And it's your flip.
And it's my flip.
And you can be making an unlimited amount of money, 100, 200, exactly. Whatever the case.
Exactly.
Because we get our hands, is not all the time, but we get our hands on pretty good deals.
Yes, we do.
A lot of us don't maximize that. We're looking to sell it. Yeah. Like, wait a minute, get creative.
Yes, we
get creative, figure it out. Listen, I've been talking about it a lot, and I keep telling people, leverage your commission.
Yeah, you have to.
You don't have any money, leverage your commission.
So I'll
get some succession, leverage your commission.
You have to.
Get creative. You can buy a house too. Believe in yourself.
You have to.
You can buy a house too.
So I'll share something real quick, right? So that same first house that, that I bought is a house in Linden. I bought this house about, I think it was 3 to 4 years ago, about 3 years ago. I bought the house for 257,000. I had a renter in there, throughout the years. Last month, my tenant told me that he's not going to pay me rent.
Okay.
And he wants to live off the security. I already knew that the inside of the house was messed up because they destroyed the inside of the house, kind of. And I found a way to get him out of there. I ain't gonna,
Gangster with it, guys.
I ain't gonna say how I found a way to get him out of there.
We can talk about it off camera.
Right? But I got him out of there, and I could have been.
Disclaimer, guys.
Right?
If you guys need to get a tenant out, he's your guy. I've heard about these stories, so.
So, guess what? You think I'm going to be mad? You think I'm going to be sad and sit in the house and crying about the fact that a tenant didn't pay me rent? No, I automatically got happy because I knew that eventually this tenant would have going to be out, and I would have been able to actually fix it and rent it out again, or I would have been able to put it in the market and sell it. And guys,
200K.
And that's actually happened today. You go on my Instagram, 431 North Style Street is there. Is listed today for 425, which I will maximize off that. And every profit that I'll get out of the house, you think I'm going to buy a BMW? You think I'm going to splurge that money? No. Every penny out of that sale is going to go right back to investments.
Look at that. How beautiful.
That's it.
That's beautiful. All right. So the next question is, would you rather a supportive partner or a driven partner that you may not see eye to eye sometimes?
I would. It's funny because that that touched home. I would rather be a driven partner.
Yeah.
I would rather be a driven partner. I'll tell you why. Especially if I have a partner that, it's supportive, loving, caring. But if that partner doesn't have the eyesight to see what's going on in this world, how cold this world can be financially, physically, emotionally, right? If I'm only just a supportive partner, we would have been great just for a year or a couple of years, but eventually chaos would have happened.
Yeah.
Because I was just a supportive partner. Now, when you a driven partner, your partner has no choice but to do two things. If they know that they're not driven, they need to fall back and let me be the driven partner, or they have no choice but to adapt and let's just drive this boat together.
I get it. I can tell you about myself. I was married to an ex-NFL player.
Okay.
And he wasn't always up.
Gotcha.
So who was taking care of paying 3 rents?
Wow.
Baby girl. And they're like, oh, you got to marry an NFL player. Like, oh, you probably did it for. No. When he didn't have it, I got to work. I built a 6-figure business.
Congratulations.
He was down. And it gave him, and he was like, okay, like, this is my rider. Like, we did this, and it was it was on me. He wasn't always available. At one point, he was injured, and I'm out there hustling for the family. So one person is not always going to be up. That's one of the parts of it. The other person has to be your column. They have to be able to pick up their slack, right?
You're absolutely right.
And I think that's an important quality for me. I was able to see that, like, when he didn't have it, I had to go get it.
Yeah.
And I think that's important to have a balance. And not only that, you have to have not always the same mindset, but have the same drive. And I think as long as you have the same drive, you're going to be okay. We don't always have to agree, but the hustle's there. You can't buy the hustle. Period. It's either in you or not.
That's it.
Right? Like, so I guess that's for me what works. Maybe for the next person, it doesn't. And maybe for you might feel the same way. But for me, that's what works.
Yeah. I'm not perfect. I'm not better than the next person. What it is, you just need to make sure that you match yourself with somebody that you're going to be able to coincide with the flaws, and just take it from there. Sometimes you need somebody that is driven. Sometimes you need somebody that is supportive, because if I was just the supportive person, I need to make sure that I'm with a person that is driven.
Yeah.
Because I'm not perfect. You know, I had ups and downs. You know, people that I was with in the past, you know, they actually held it down for myself as
Mhm.
well. So it's all about, you know, you guys creating that synergy and
Yeah.
knowing everybody role
Yeah.
in that relationship.
And I think that's an important quality. A conversation I just recently had with somebody, I was like, you know what? If I lost it all today, I would be okay.
Yeah.
And that's an important quality that I want out of a partner. You know, like I keep saying, my next relationship is my last. This is
I,
one
I
movie.
say I say the same
The
thing.
grain of salt out
And
here.
you mentioned that. You asked me, I think I kind of deviated from that. You asked me like what's my time right now? What type of time I'm
What's your season?
what's my
Yeah.
season? Is the selfish season because I need to take care of myself now. Like I poured so much into relationships, into
Mhm.
agents, lost so much. I have to take care of my mental. I have to take care of my bank account. And most important, I need to continue to drive towards financial freedom so I can actually spend time with my children.
Exactly. And I think that's such an important aspect, especially for us that have kids,
Yeah.
to make sure that we're taking care of home first before we're pouring into other people. Because the truth is, when you're not in a good place emotionally, relationship wise, it takes away from you and it
It's
depletes you from success. It's kind of like having a bad vibe or a negative
yeah,
energy. You know, maybe the person doesn't want to do that on purpose, but unfortunately, it's draining you.
yeah.
Everything is energy
It
based.
is. It's funny you said that. I just posted that. I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago. On my story, and I said, I am not emotionally available right now.
Mm,
I'm on my grind.
yeah,
You know what that means is I don't have time for love at this moment.
yeah,
You know, I have to continue to work. It's okay for you if you know, if you're in a relationship with somebody that understand the type of drive that you have, understand your career, understand that, you know, it's going to be times that a date not going to happen. It's going to be times that a vacation is not going to happen. There's going to be times that we might go 2 to 3 days. Yes, we will speak to each other, but in reality, we won't talk to each other. There's a difference when you're talking and you speaking to someone. And I have to do that because love, when you get in a relationship, you already know you have the honeymoon stages in the first 3 to 4 to 5, 6 months. And that's dangerous, especially in
yeah.
the type of career that we in, because, you know, now I'm no longer waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning. Now I'm waking up at 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm cuddling with the
Well,
person.
it depends who you're with because if you're like a person with me, you know what I'm saying? I'm annoyed. If my man is not getting up at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning to go work out, that's bothering me. Like, you don't work out?
Yeah,
You're not
but
getting up at 5? You're not part of the 5, 6 a.m. club? Like that, me personally, that bothers me.
yeah, I'm deeper than that though.
Mm,
I see a little bit further.
okay.
Why? Because the honeymoon stages 90% of the times happens because we put in a mask. We tend to cater to that to one another, and we tend to do things for one another that we don't want to do.
Yeah.
We portray to be something that we not because we're in a honeymoon stage. You know, I don't want to let this person know about my flaw. I
Right.
don't want to let this person know that I'm a person that sleeps all day. I don't want to let this person know that, you know, I have a drinking problem. I don't want to let this person know that I'm not as clean as this person thought I was. I don't want to let this person know that I'm deep in debt. I don't want to let this person know that, you know, I'm not really a go-getter. I sound like one, but I'm not.
Right.
So once you're in that honeymoon stage, everything is just so wonderful.
You know what's crazy? You know what's the word of the year?
What?
Authenticity.
See? Realness. It's
Authenticity.
you have to have it.
And it coincides with what you were saying
Yeah.
about last year.
Yeah. You have to have it.
So full transparency. I think that when I was just having this conversation, I said, you know what? Like the person who's supposed to be with me will find me. Like they will find me and I have to set the expectation from the beginning. I'm not gonna water myself down like, oh no, that's so no, this is what I require. And if I'm the person that I want a ring in 6 months, like I'm letting you know from day one. Like this is what I want. This is like I want a partner, I want this. You have to set the standard at the beginning because then what?
Yeah.
You're gonna when you get to the 6 month mark, when you get to a year, you're gonna be like, damn, I wasted time because I was trying to water myself down from my expectation.
Do you know what I say all the time? Your most expensive currency It's not even money, gold, oil. Now, 2024, 2023, your most expensive currency is time.
Yep. I feel that.
If it's wasted, you
I
done.
feel that. I feel that. And I think that's like the hardest thing that bothers me when I look back to my past relationships. When I say, you know what, I wasted 10 with this one, 2 with that one, 7 with that one. And I'm like, wow, you know what I could have done with that time?
Yes. You know, you have 2 to 3 different types of breakups, right? The first type of breakup is the one that one person, gain a lot more than another person. One person was able to be successful financially. The other person end up becoming, in a hole and on a negative financially. Then you have the second type of breakup, which is when the couple fell apart, but they were able to remain friends, and they were able to say when they talk to it about their relationship with anyone, or when they reminisce and they go back and think about it. Listen, our relationship didn't work out, but guess what? I was able to become a better man. I was able to become a better woman.
We had this conversation earlier. It's pretty funny. I was telling her how some people are seasonal and it's okay. Like some people are assigned to a specific season of your life, just like you're assigned to certain people in their season of their life, right? And it's okay for things to end because they needed you for that season. You were their assignment, or they were your assignment.
That's exactly.
And accepting that truth is so important. And being at peace is even more important. Being at peace. You know, how you guys served each other. You grew. Okay, our time has expired. We grew. I'm no longer this person. We do not fit in the same box anymore, but that's okay.
That's okay.
It's okay. You have your flowers. I have mine.
It doesn't make me better than you. It's a season,
It's a season. It's a season, and we're here to grow, and that's just the beauty of life.
That's exactly what it is.
So thank you so much for having you here. I'm glad that you were able to come. Got to know you.
Thank you for having me.
Knew you, but like hearing more about your story and your success and where you're going, it's so inspiring. I
appreciate you.
We hope to have you back soon. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much. And it was a great conversation. Getting like your perspective and your mindset, it's incredible. Olivia has amazing questions all the time, but right now is like, how's your credit?
That was the last guest. That was the last guest question.
My credit is good. My credit is good. Yeah, my credit is good. And I can be very honest about it. It's not what I wanted it to be by the end of 2023, but it's good though.
Yeah,
it's good.
Good.
If I can, say a takeaway from this episode, and something that you kind of imprinted into this episode is literally get off the sideline and get in the game. Put the work in. You want to see results. That's your biggest marketing tip that you can give, is just get the work done, get in the game, and get off the sideline.
Yeah, it's don't get lost with the glamorous life, especially for the new agents. Don't think you're going to come in this industry in 2 months. You're going to make 30,000. You're going to buy a car, whatever. You got to put the freaking work in, day in, day out. So first year as a brand new agent, you're supposed to burn yourself out. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying literally burn yourself out, but you're supposed to be out there. Yeah. What do you mean by that? What I mean by that is you're supposed to build your pipeline. What is a pipeline? Pipeline could be a CRM system that you input in contacts. Pipeline could be connections that you are building with people. And that's what you're supposed to do in the first year while you're selling houses. On your second year, you need to really implement systems and structures in place.
Super important.
So you can actually be able to sustain so much work and so much business that you're getting ready to get. On your third year, you just need to be out here buying houses for yourself. You need to create a more balanced life between, working and spending time with your loved ones. And you need to go on vacation and, just F what everybody opinions and just live life.
I love that. I love that. Couldn't have said it any better.
Yep. And
Yeah.
so, lastly, what's your question for the next guest?
Ooh.
It could be personal. It could be your curveball.
Yours
Uh,
was the credit one. So
right.
Let's see for
Okay.
me.
Okay.
Please.
Okay.
Let's see.
Okay. You said in general for a realtor, you said that you are a multi-million-dollar producer. How many millions that you made last year?
oof,
Okay.
oof.
Okay. Like that. All right.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being here.
Everybody puts that in their bio, right? Top producer. Show me where.
You threw a tough one out there right now.
Right? Hey,
I love that.
So thank you for being here.
thank you. Appreciate you.
Thank you. We appreciate your time today, giving us knowledge, the gems, getting personal. We really, really do appreciate that.
Thank you for having me.